Hey, there was a lack of video for me yesterday, and I'm sorry it's so dark. It's the best I can do. At work, obviously. Didn't do a video yesterday. What happened? Asia and I did our live video, and we were playing the wrestling game, which was a lot of fun. Like, I had a real good time with that. And on video, you can see us take our goodie, and you see it kicking in over the course of that hour. But what happened was once that video was done, I kicked back and I was feeling good, but I felt like I could have more. So we ordered more, which I don't want to say was a poor decision, but certainly it wasn't the wisest. It was certainly other things I could have been doing with that money, and we ended up having more. So while yesterday I took, I think, a total of 150 milligrams, which doesn't sound like a lot, especially considering there were times when, we were doing 300, 400 and would get slightly buzzed. My tolerance is so low right now that like 25 or 50 will knock me upside my head. And that's all I really need, you know? So for that reason, I think I've decided I'm going to lay off a bit. Like, I can't go past 150. Like, that to me, it's a small number, but as long as I can kick back and relax at the end of a day and on my off day, just fully enjoy myself, I don't need any more than 150. But if I keep going that route, then, next week I'll need 200. And then the next week I'll need 225, and so on and so forth until eventually it's like I need two whole cushies by myself. I don't want to get that far. Like, that's just not for me. I've been there too, chasing the high. I can't do that. But yesterday was really a unique day for me. Like, excuse me. Wow. I had a real good time with my wife. She's very competitive. I'm very competitive. And we play this wrestling game together, and it gives us an excuse. There's one definitive winner, and there's one definitive loser. Like, we've even gone so far as, like, I've tried to team up with her. We'll do a tag team thing, and that's fine, but there's no direct competition. Like, I need to know that I beat you, or I need to know that you beat me. And we can't do that on the same team. We're too competitive, is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's kind of who we are. Over the last couple of days, I haven't gotten much writing done. Hey, you know what? I'm going to tell you this story, and then I'm going to be out of here. I was talking to my sister the other day. We were just talking about, like, oh, here's what work's doing for me, what's worked for you. Oh, it's nice that she's a school teacher now. So, hey, good for you. You're, doing what you love. You're passionate about it. And then I mentioned, was like, speaking of, I've recently started working on a passion project that, it's just for me. It's like everything else I've ever written was dedicated to someone else or for someone else, or for the sake of, this should be a screenplay, this should be a short film, this could be a movie, and I wrote for that. This is the first thing that I'm writing just for me, and it's an amazing feeling to lift those restrictions. It's like I'm just writing it for me. And she was like, oh man, I'm so happy for you, that's great. When do you find time to write? I was like, well, honestly, I do a lot of writing at work. I bought a laptop that I very rarely use because cars getting use out of it, and that's fine. But I write on my phone. Google Drive is a hell of an invention. I can start it on my phone, go home, finish it on my computer, or sit in bed and flip open the laptop, and I can work on it there. Google Drive is my friend right now, and I've been enjoying the luxury of I don't have to stay to one device. And she's like, oh, well, I'm so happy for you. Maybe you can get it published like Rochelle did her book a few years ago. Now, I know a lot of you won't get the reference because it's not a thing for you. A couple of years ago, my niece wrote a book, and it's like in her elementary school class, and they would print it if enough people ordered a copy. So it wasn't really publishing. It was more, we'll print you a copy of the book for you to have if enough people order it. So that way they can justify the cost of the printing. I get that, and it's fine. I personally didn't order one. I didn't care. But here's what's really bothersome to me. I am a published author. I have 5 published novels under my belt. There's Where the Day Takes You, Volume 1 and Volume 2, In Real Life, One Moment in Time, and Soundtrack of My Life. All of which are available right now. You can Google me. You can Amazon me. I'm at Barnes and Noble. Like, all my shit's available for purchase right now. How dare you compare my passion project to something that your daughter did in elementary school years ago? Like, I was taken aback by the fact that, and I get it, like, published work, it's like, that's for me. You know, I just wanted to be able to hold my book in my hand. It's in print. It's like, I did this. Like, me getting my book published was one of my crowning achievements. And I think the first time I did that was in 2006. Wow, it was 12 years. It was a fantastic feeling to be able to have my work published and to have people buying my book. Now, it didn't sell a lot. I'm not like a best-selling anything. You won't find me in like the bestsellers list on the New York Times or anything, but they're out there, you know, and that means something to me. And you would think that my sister, whom after 12 years, this was even before I moved to California, this was going on in Detroit, like, how do you not know that I have 5 published novels? How do you get around that? Like, you should know this. You know? And then even if it slipped your mind, the second that you mentioned it, oh yeah, Rochelle published a book, ha ha ha, oh wait, you've got published stuff, don't you? It's like, and even, let's rule all that out. Let's push all that to the side for a second, because it was never my intention to do anything with this other than write it for me as a passion project. Like, if I'm telling you it's just for me, this is my passion, I just have a desire to play in this sandbox and get out there and explore this world, why would I publish it? It's for me. The second that I put it out there and make it available for purchase, it's just not for me anymore. So it has to be for me. So no, I will not be getting it published. I don't have a title for it yet. It's just me working on a passion project that I love. And I do. I love it. Oh my God. I'm having so much fun dipping my toes into this world. It's just so much to do. But that really pissed me off. That it's like, you should know better. You know? Before I go, and I'll probably start saying this at the beginning of videos, if by the time you see this, by the time anybody sees this, you know, I should either have it up or be working on a group page on Facebook for these videos. And I'll tell you why. See, the videos aren't necessarily for you. They're for me, and they're for Asia. But what happened was, a couple of weeks ago, Asia got into it with her family, and it was all in this post on Facebook. But for you to watch that video, you go, wow, I'd really like to know what was said in that conversation for reference. But you can't go on Asia's personal Facebook page and see it. You know, even if you could, it's buried now under hundreds and hundreds of other things that have been posted and shared, so it would be impossible to find. But in a group, I could post those kinds of things as screenshots in the group, and you wouldn't even have to go searching for the post, because now there's just a folder labeled, you know, conversation from video number 286 or something like that, and you'll be able to go back and just read through them and go, that makes perfect sense. Not even just for other people, but for us, so we don't have to go searching all over the world for stuff like that. And then there are times when I just want to post a meme or something that kind of relates to me in Asia. This will be a place to do that. I'll probably do little Facebook live videos there. I'll just kind of pop in and do stuff. It's a way to have not only more content, and I don't even want to say exclusive content, but there'll be stuff that's in the group that necessarily won't make it to the YouTube channel. And it's just when I'm gone, and I will be gone. One of these days I'll be gone. I want there to be as much stuff for Asia to fall back on as possible. And that aside, not even to be morbid. Let's not be morbid about it. Like, I just want, there are so many things that happen in my life. Sometimes I have to judge whether or not I feel it's important enough to document. But now I'll be able to do that all the time. Hey, here's a random thought that I had, or somebody mentioned that I should do a blog post. And it's like, I'm not a blogger. It's like, I can't imagine just having a blog. But if I feel the need to blog, or I have something that I want to write down, or I want to elaborate on something that I said in the video, I've got a place for that now. Like, that's a big deal for me. So I'm justifying having this whole group because I want to be able to document things better. I also want to get better. I said that I was going to be working more on the time capsule stuff, like finding old videos from our old channels and putting them in one spot. I really want to get back to that. I need to start putting some real effort into that. And it's important to me that this group is public. Like, I'm going to make the group public. Like, I have no secrets. I have nothing to hide. Like, if you, as somebody who watches, want to step in and say, hey, I watched this video, whatever, it'll be readily available. It'll be all right there for you. And in fact, there'll be more stuff on this group page than there will be on the channel. Like extra videos, like there are at least 3 extras that are on the YouTube channel, but just kind of hiding. Like, I just marked them unlisted because it didn't fit with the flow of anything else. I was like, okay, I'll just hide this one away. Or for whatever reason, I got interrupted and I just took it. It's like, okay, I'll just take it down. But there's still like 1 minute and 3 seconds of that video still posted. I'm going to just start throwing stuff over there. Like, here it is. Like, you don't have to join the group to see all my stuff. But if you want to see the stuff that I just do in the group, that's where it'll be. Or if you want to see the things that we talk about, like picture-wise, that'll be in the group. And anybody's welcome to join. I thought about making just a page where you could click like, and then it would pop up in your feed. And that's fine. But if anybody else wanted to post in it, I don't know if you deal with liked pages. I keep scratching my face. That's so weird. When you deal with liked pages on Facebook, it usually has the title of the page, and it'll be like, this person says this, and it's really just the admin. It's either be myself or Asia, and then you have to say, hey, this is Asia, post it in the group. And if other people post, it kind of goes to this obscure part of the group that nobody will see. It's like, I don't want to do that. I want it in a group setting. Whoever posts is whoever posts, and you'll be able to speak your mind, say what you got to say in the group, and then it's visible for everybody to see. I think that's important, But, wow, I have babbled for much too long. I'm finished now. The group will tentatively be called My Life in 120 Seconds, because that's the name of the channel. I've still been working on ways to change that. I want to change it. Like, this video itself is already over 14 minutes long. It's like we don't fit into the 120-second format. But, it's recognizable. And when I change the name of the channel, I'll also change the name of this group. So that way everything kind of matches up. But we're a long way from that. I'm not trying to start a brand. It's not a 120-second brand. It's not that big a deal. I would just like more accessibility to the things that we talk about, and a Facebook group is probably the best way to go. But that's it. I'm done. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to drink my soda. It's a fun trick for when you're at McDonald's. All sodas are the same price over the summer. So I go to the drive-thru and I say, "Can I have a medium Coke?" And they say, "Sure." And then when I get to the window, they hand me a medium Coke. And I go, "Oh no, I wanted a large." They'll go, "Oh, sorry about that," and then they just hand you a large. And I say, "Well, would you like this one back?" And they go, "No, because McDonald's don't want it after you didn't touch it." So I have 2 sodas. Not that I'll drink it all, but I would rather have too much than not enough. But wow, that's it. I'm done. I'm finished, guys. Whew, didn't mean to babble like that.